Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel. And do you guys out there have like your go-to favorite licks where you pick up a guitar and you can't stop yourself from playing that particular lick? Well, I definitely have those. In fact, I have quite a few of them at this point. And one of those licks I play in almost every demo when I do a guitar, and I'm going to show you how to play that lick in this video. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about this cool new guitar. Look at this, $240. This is the Leo Jaymz Swifter. It's a really cool guitar, heavy metal, asymmetrical V shape, and it only costs $240. So here you go. Let's check out an awesome metal guitar and play an awesome metal lick. Okay guys, so let's talk a little bit about the guitar, and then I'm going to show you this lick, and then we'll go, I'll do some playing demos and stuff for the guitar and all that stuff. So this, like I said, it costs $240. You can get it on Amazon. Depending on when you go look, I'll have a link down in the video description below, and depending on when you look at it, they might have some different colors available. There's this awesome like red cloud, kind of crimson cloud color, which I absolutely love, I should say. It's, painted to match all over the neck and the body. They also have a white version and like a black and white version, and then I think a black version. There's a bunch of different colors, but just check out the link. And it's got like locking tuners, and it's got the rounded ball fret ends, 24 frets, nice high output humbuckers on here. And yeah, if you want something that's, a heavy metal V, like a Jackson Rhodes or something, but you want something a little bit different and you want to get it for a great price, this is a really cool option. Now, there's a couple things I want to warn you about it. I'll get into that a little bit later on. Let's just go over the lick now, then we'll talk more about the guitar. So, this lick I'm going to show you, there's actually somebody in the comments section that calls me out anytime I play this lick. I forget what he calls it, but it's like the trilly or something like that. Anyway, this is a pentatonic tapping lick that I've gotten so much mileage out of, and I absolutely love it. It uses just the first two positions of the pentatonic scale. You can do it in any key, and yeah, it's a great lick. So let's check out this lick. Okay, so here's the lick. So this lick is using the first two positions of the minor pentatonic scale, and then this one. And what you're doing is it starts on the 12th fret in the key of E minor, right? Of course you can do this in any key, but you're going up 4 notes and you're using 2 tapped notes. And I like to tap the 2 different notes with 2 different fingers, but you can slide it if you want. After those top notes that are tapped, you just have this descending pattern like this. Okay, so that lick right there is lick number 11 from a instructional program that I released a while back called Guitar Lick Arsenal. And that basically is where I collected all of my like go-to shred licks and I put them into one program. And I'm running a deal on it right now, 50% off. And that's one of the licks from the program. But of course I have a link down for that in the video description below. Again, 50% off right now. Now there's a couple cool variations you can do on this. You can use the next position up, and you have your top tap notes up there, so that sequence goes like this. And there's another more complicated variation of this where you ascend, you go up the pattern and then you come back down. That goes like this. And on the very end there, you see me do something, it almost looks like I'm tapping with this finger on the last string, on the low E string, but all I'm doing is kind of like, I'm plucking it so I can land on that low E note there and then sustain it. So it's like, so I'm not tapping on the last one, I'm just plucking the string. Also, just that first little sequence on the high E string is really good to practice with the 2 tap notes. And just remember there, if you have trouble using more than one finger for tapping, both of those licks where you have 2 tapped notes, right? You can either use 2 different fingers or you can slide 1 finger to get both of those notes. And the slide sometimes gives it a little bit of a different sound, but you end up playing the same notes that way. So it's just a couple of different methods you can use to play those licks. Either use multiple fingers on your picking hand for your tap notes, or you can use 1 finger and slide it. The other thing is some people will do tapping licks with their first finger, and then they hold the pick like in their mouth or something, you know, Eddie Van Halen style. I like to just not change anything about how I'm holding the pick, and that's why I use my middle finger and my other fingers on my right hand for tapping, so I don't have to change how I'm holding the actual pick with my hand. That way I can go back and forth between tapped licks and picking very, very easily. Okay, so again, check out the link below for the special going on right now, 50% off that program. Now, let's go back and just play this guitar a little bit more so you guys can hear a little bit more how this guitar sounds. And then I'm going to talk more about the guitar and something, like I said earlier, I want to kind of warn you about with this guitar. And real quick, guys, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new affordable guitars, playing awesome shred licks, and also staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you've not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, so let's check out more about how this sounds here. Okay guys, there you go. And I should mention, for the demo, I'm using my Boss IR200 cab and amp simulator. And that thing costs about $350. So the guitar is like $240, let's call it $250 just to make the math easy. The unit for the recording is $350. So everything you're hearing in this video is like $600 total, the guitar and the amp unit there. So yeah, it's amazing how great of a sound you can get with just a couple of affordable components and everything. Okay, so the thing about this guitar that I want to tell you about has to do with the setup of the guitar. When I got this guitar, it needed more setup work than the other guitars that I've purchased from Leo Jaymz, from that brand. I'm not exactly sure why that is. The specs are not that different. I mean, the body shape is different. Most of the other guitars I've gotten were like super strat bodies and stuff. And this one is the first kind of heavy metal style V-body guitar that I've gotten from Leo Jaymz. But it needed a few things. It needed, first of all, the rosewood fretboard was pretty dry. So I oiled the fretboard, a couple of nice oiling sessions, got it in really good shape. I also used that because I had the strings off to kind of clean the frets a little bit. I had to lower the bridge a little bit, get the action a little bit lower, and then the other thing is it needed a truss rod adjustment. Now, I didn't like crown the frets or I didn't do any filing, and all the electronics worked perfectly. So it was not setup stuff where like you'd have to take it to a professional. I mean, or you needed specialized tools. It was all pretty straightforward stuff. But I just want to mention it because all of the other Leo Jaymz guitars I've gotten played really good out of the box. And this one, out of the box, had some fret buzz issues, mostly because of the truss rod adjustment that it needed. So it's still a great guitar. It's still a super cool, kind of easy, no-brainer metal guitar, right? It's still really cool, and for $240, you really can't complain that much. But I want to let you know, like if you've bought other Leo Jaymz stuff in the past, this one, if you get it, it might need a little bit more work in terms of the setup that it needs. Okay guys, that is pretty much it. There's going to be links for everything I was talking about in the video down in the video description below, of course, for the guitar. The main thing is there's a link for that 50% off deal on my Guitar Lick Arsenal program. Everything down in the video description below. Guys, thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.